So I saw this image floating around on TikTok one day, and you go to the comments, everyone's obviously clowning and like Goku one taps all of JJK, all this, that, and whatever. But then I actually thought about it, and I was thinking, if Gojo and Goku actually fought in character, how would the fight go? Now, obviously, when it comes to stats, someone like Goku is many times faster, stronger. He has much more battle experience, and he's a much better martial artist. But Gojo has two things in his disposal that I think make this an actual discussion. Limitless and Infinite Void. If he didn't have these two, I would say the fight, there was literally a 0% chance of Gojo ever winning, obviously. But with these two things, the fight becomes a little more interesting. First, we have Gojo's Limitless technique, or his Infinity. With this ability, he's basically untouchable unless you have a specific hack or counter. The best way to describe it is take like the number 1, divide it by 2. You get 0.5 divided again by 2, you get 0.25, and you keep going. And basically, no matter how many times you divide by 2, you'll never reach 0. There will always be a smaller number. That's basically how his Infinity works. So unless you have a specific hack, you will never actually reach him with your punches. Now, there's a lot of people debating if Goku can get through his Infinity. In my personal opinion, I think he can, just because there's a lot of feats. When he was fighting Beerus in Battle of Gods, if just them fighting alone was enough to almost destroy the fabric of space and time of all of Universe 7, when he fought Goku Black sliced through space himself, which is almost a perfect counter to Infinity. And also, when Gogeta fought Broly, just their punches alone were shattering reality. In the Tournament of Power, he fights in Best Jiren, a fighter who overpowers time itself, so that's interesting. And then also in the manga, Goku has the Hakai, and I do not see Gojo's Infinity or Limitless blocking this ability. It's shown that the Hakai ability, or the destruction from Beerus, can destroy basically anything. He can even destroy Ghost. Anything he touches with it, they don't die, they just cease to exist from the universe. Normally, if a character dies in Dragon Ball, they go to heaven or hell. No, if you get hit with this, you're just done. You're absolutely just over. I'm just going to mention this in case someone asks. Gojo's purple. Let's be honest. If Gojo shot purple at Goku, he would literally just bitch slap that shit away. Purple is not a win con for Gojo. I'm sorry. So that just leaves Gojo's Infinite Void. Now that's the actual reason I'm making this video. I think if Gojo didn't have his Infinite Void, this fight would pretty much be a no diff for Goku. Goku would be able to just actually stomp him. In canon, based on how their characters would actually play this fight out, I do think this fight becomes very interesting. Now, there are obviously some people who think this fight would just start and his punches, just him without even trying, would just go to Infinity and just knock out Gojo in one hit, and that would be it. There are some people like that. I'm not going to weight Goku to that extent. I think Goku is much stronger than Gojo. Maybe even infinitely stronger, but here's the thing. When in character, Goku does not fight to win, okay? He fights to test his abilities and then win, okay? If he wanted to go straight for the win, he could do it in a lot of different fights. We've been shown time and time again Goku fucking around in his lower forms, not trying, because he wants to actually test himself. In his base form, a character might actually be a challenge for him that he could obviously one-tap with, like, Super Saiyan, but that wouldn't be fun for him. He wants to always give himself a more of a balanced fight so he can test his abilities as a fighter, and that's what makes him improve so much. Now, I don't even think Gojo would be able to land a hit, if any, on Goku. But Goku, I think, would pretty early on in the fight get through his Infinity somehow, which would cause Gojo, in turn, to panic on some level to use his domain expansion. So now here's where the fight actually can branch off into two different directions. We have, obviously, the statement that, his domain can be released in 0.2 seconds. Obviously, we know Goku is much faster than that, and could obviously get out of the way and dodge it. That's what a lot of people say. Now, personally, once again, in character, do you guys actually think Goku dodges this? No, Goku is the same person to let characters get to 100% strength to fight them at their best, to give himself a challenge. Now, if Goku does get hit with this Infinite Void, okay, it's a guaranteed kill shot, right? Or not kill shot, it's a guaranteed hit effect. That's the point of domain expansions. The way Infinite Void works is it sends in infinite sets of infinities of information into your brain all at once. For example, let's just look at numbers. The number 1 would go into his head, then the number 2, then the number 3, all the way to infinity, and then all the odd numbers would go into his head, all of the odd numbers backwards from infinity would go into his head. Every possible decimal between 1 and 2 would go to his head. Basically, he has an infinite amount of set of infinities of just numbers going into his head. That's just numbers. Now look at this arrow. Turn it to the right. 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 Every possible rotation of this arrow goes into his head. That amount of information into somebody's head will fry their brain. We saw it in Chainsaw Man with a character, but if someone gets hit with this ability, they're done for. There's no coming back from this. Now, obviously, characters like Vegeta have resisted mind control in the Buu arc, and that's, yes, an impressive feat, like, mentally, for, like, their mental resilience, but this is on an entire another scale than that. If Goku were to, say, maybe get hit with it, let's just say 0.1 second, and he has a few months worth of information in his head, like they said in the anime, maybe he'd be smart enough to be like, damn, this is fucked, let me use instant transmission to get out. I've also seen in the series, if he's overwhelmed or he can't focus, he won't be able to use instant transmission, like against Buu. Which makes me believe if his brain's being flooded with information, he can use instant transmission. If he gets hit with this ability, I believe he's done for, and Gojo will win. Now here's the other end of the spectrum. If Goku were to tap into Ultra Instinct. If Goku were to tap into Ultra Instinct before Infinite Void goes out, I believe his body would naturally dodge it, obviously, because Ultra Instinct works in a way where your body moves on its own from danger, okay? It does what it thinks is best. Obviously, his body would move away, not get hit with the Infinite Void, and at that point, it's a stomp, okay? There is nothing Gojo can do. The only win con, in my opinion, Gojo has against Goku is his Infinite Void. If he hits it, Goku loses. If Goku has Ultra Instinct, he dodges it. But if Goku, I believe, genuinely, if he uses any form other than Ultra Instinct, say Super Saiyan Blue, whatever, he's not going to try to dodge it. Like, that's not in character for him at all. He'd be like, I want to fight this guy at his strongest. I'm going to let him use this ability. Not knowing an ability like this could even exist, he would be done for. So I believe this fight goes two ways. If he uses Ultra Instinct, Gojo has no chance. If he uses anything but Ultra Instinct, I genuinely believe second that thing touches him, Infinite Void, he's done for, and Gojo wins. In my honest opinion, even though Goku outweighs him in almost every class, this one ability from Gojo, and the way Goku's character actually acts, I believe more times than not, Gojo would come out on top in this fight. Obviously, there's also the chance Goku just insta-one-taps him. But that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was pretty fun making this. I want to do more videos like these instead of reaction content, because I know I've been doing a lot of reaction content. That's my whole channel. But it's just not as fun. It's creatively draining and boring. I'm using no brain power in making these videos. A video like this is actually fun, and I get to be creative. So like, comment, subscribe, comment what you think, how you think the fight would go. Call me brain dead if I miss sign. I don't know. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.